Hi all, welcome to my Informatic Admin activities. So this is my Telegram channel and this is email ID infachef@gmail.com. So today we'll see how we can install Informatica 10.1.1 version in Windows Server 2012 edition. So let's go to the PAM what they are saying it. So I can go through the PAM document. So what they are saying is like we have to use a Windows Server 2012 or 2012 or 2008 R2 alone. So like if you want to use it, you can go for 11G R2 and it's up to your choice. So it's been already installed the Informatica in my machine. So I'll close these options. So this is and let me check my system properties. So it's a 10 GB memory and it is a 2012 R2 and that's all. So let me log into the Oracle client also. So SQL Plus I am giving it. So you can see right 11.2.04 it is going and the system is the user and the Oracle and the system. So what I'm trying to do is like I'll be using these variables throughout the presentation. So user is a login administrator and the password is welcome@123 and the admin console is administrator and the password is admin. And I'm using Oracle 11G and I'll be using InfraDM is a domain user and the InfraPCRS is a repository user. I'll be there. So let me quickly show the script which I'm trying to use it to create the databases, schema creations. So I'm entering it and I'm pasting it. So it's InfraPCRS is conflicts. So there is a users I think. So let me drop the user. So drop InfraPCRS @orcl. Drop user InfraPCRS cascade. So it will cascade the user and I'll try to do that with the domain also. If any content is there it will be cleared. So it's dropped that user as well. So let me check whether any Informatica is installed. Just I'm getting confusion. Yeah, it's not installed. So we are good to move. So now I'm trying to execute the scripts again because I have cleared the scripts. So I'm copying it and I'm pasting it. So here you can see right, user is created, granted the access and user is created. I'm giving enter. So the grants are created. So the user is created. And now I'm planning to go to the Informatica installation. So this is the installation path where you will be going and I'll be clicking the install.bat file. And I can move to the run pre-installation task and I can give a start option. So it will be starting the application. So this is why we are running this option. So I want to check whether my installation will be successful or we will be getting some warnings or something where we can do a preliminary check by doing all these activities. So let me go to the next. So it will show me where the Informatica is installing. I'm going to the next and I want to give the user. So the it's a domain, right? I want to check with the domain user. So InfraDM is the user and DN and my host name is a local host and port is 1521 and my database name is Oracle. So I'll try to do a test connection. It is passed and I'm moving to the next. So what it will do, like it will try to check all the values. So here we can see right, it is past the conditions. Only the cursor value is very minimum. It is 300. It is asking to update it to 4000. So if you want, we can do the changes and we can fix this issue and you can move further. So here the Informatica installation directory is this one, the port and the database type and the user ID, host name, port number, service. So that's all. I think we'll be good to move further. So I can close this one and I can give a start option here so that the actual installation will start the Informatica. So I'll be minimizing the back. Okay, let it run otherwise. So it will take 90. Once it's completed, a pop-up message will be coming. So for agreeing the licenses, so I'm agreeing the terms and conditions and I'm moving forward. And the minimum memory we have to get it is like verifying the prerequisites and complete the pre-installation task before continuing. It is asking to get a 10 GB space and it is asking to get a 6 GB memory, and it can be the part of Oracle DB2 or Microsoft SQL or Sybase ASC. Verify the domain should have user should have a create, drop, views and tables. So it's asking so and so licenses, minimum requirement setting, environment variables, port availability, store keys. If it's a Linux, you have to check the descriptor limit, and if it is configuring the OS asynchronous input output and downloading extract the file and running this tool. If you are enabling Kerberos authentication, so you have to run the SPN format generator also. So I am not moving, I'm skipping this last step and I'm moving to the next. So it's asking me the license key. So this is the license key, I'm using it and I'm moving to the next. So here this is a part, right? The 10.1 installation will be the following. The product is 10.1.1, the current installation directory and the disk space and the available space, and I can move to the next option. So it will be starting and it will move step by step, reaching 1%, 2% like that. So until 100% we can wait for some time. It's trying to configure the files what we have copied from the zip file to the local machine. So now it started configuring the values. So will take time. So once it's configured, then we'll try to create a domain. So once we have created a domain, then we'll move to the next steps. So here we are going to, so here we are creating a domain. So here it's creating the domain and it's enabling the port A443 and it is asking to generate a keystroke file because I'm using a HTTPS port for the admin console. So that's where it's going, and I'm moving to the next click option. So it's getting the details from the pre-installation. So I have tested the connection, it's successful and it is moving to the next, and I can give the word, whichever word you want. I can move to the next. So it will create a site key file in the site key location where you can use this file to create it to other systems. So I'll make it as info_dm_poc as a domain name, and I'll make it as a row name, whichever, okay. And I'll be making as a admin, and I don't want to enable the SAML authentication. I don't want to enable any services. For now, I'll be moving to the next steps. So it's trying to execute the commands, like it will be defining the domain and it will ping the domain and it will create an administrator user ID and it will try to ping a domain again. So all the steps will take, so this will take some time to create the items. So it's trying to register the plugins as per our license. It's trying to register the plugins here. So it will register all the connectors within that, and it will download and it will be configured the plugins also. So it's asking on which user the services should run, and I'm giving the local account itself. So if you have any other account, so where you can give the user ID and the password to run it, and I'll be moving to the next. So it will try to execute the commands. So it's trying to start the services here. So once it started the services, it will try to ping the domain with the administrator user, and it will verify whether it can able to ping the domain or not. So once it's pinged, it's trying to ping the administrative services also. So here the installation is completed successfully. So we can open this page by clicking this. We can click the URL itself so that we can log into the admin console. So let it open the page. So I've just clicked it. So once its initialization is done, then it will show the administrative console page for the 10.1.1 version. So let's wait for some time. So you can see that I don't want to go for any recommendations and I'm giving to continue. So it's asking me the password administrator, and I'm giving the password as an admin, and I'm logging in. No, I don't want to save any password here. So I'm moving to the services and I'll be creating the services for now. So I'll be going to the services. So I'll be going to the services and I'm trying to create the service called RSPOC, and I'll be using the license, existing license, and it is using a primary node, and if you want you can use a backup node. And I can go to the next, and I can go to the Oracle, and I can go to the user ID. Info PC RS is the user and the password is the same, and the connection string is an Oracle, and I can use a Unicode 8 and no content exists, and I want to enable the versioning repository, and it is enabling the repository service by default. So I'm clicking these values and I'm giving a finish. So it will be created this service. So once this service is connected, so we can see, right, the content is in process of creating it. If you want, you can go ahead and log and you can verify it, the log, what it is trying to do with the corresponding repository service. You can click it and you can find it, and it will check the service, what they and what information it is there. It's still not fetch the data, so let's wait for some time and we'll try to catch up. So we'll go to the domain again, then back. So it's getting some warnings, so let's see whether it is still creating the logs. So I can go directly here to view the logs, but it's not enabled. So I'll go to the logs and I'll go to the repository and I'll go to the RSPOC. Yeah, it's trying to retrieve the logs and its content is created, and it is took 20-30 seconds. So let me refresh the page. It should finish by this time. So it's completed. So let me enable the mode from exclusive to the normal mode, and I'm giving OK. So OK, it will restart the services again. So meanwhile I'll try to create the integration services also. So I'm going to the integration service and I'm giving ASPOC and the license name and the node name, and I'm moving to the next, and I'm creating the RSPOC and I'm giving the repository name, and I'm giving the password of the repository, and the data movement I want to give it as a UTF-8 itself. So I'll give the OK button here. So once it's created, I'll try to enable it. So I'm enabling the service. So once it's enabled, we can confirm and confidently we can say that the Informatica installation is completed. So let me go to the help page and we'll see what version it is. Sorry, about, we have to go, I think. Yeah, this is about Informatica, so it's a 10.1.1 built version. So with this we have installed the Informatica applications in 10.1. So if you have any queries related to this, let me know so I can help you out to the next steps to proceed. Or if you are encountering anything, you can always reach me to the channel or my email ID so that I can respond. So the video presentation, whatever I have shown, it's only for the educational purpose, not to do anything else. So thank you and all the best for your bright future. Thank you. Now we'll try to see how we can install Informatica client in 10.1. So this is a client installation. I'm just double clicking the install.exe.bat file. So it's trying to load the percentage. So once it's loaded, then it will get a pop-up window. So whether you want to install or you want to upgrade. So if you want to upgrade, you will be selecting this option. If you want to install, you will be selecting this option. And I'm going to the next, and I can go to the developer or client installation. So I'm not going for the developer here. So just I'm giving Informatica Power Center. So only the Power Center client tools will be added. I'm moving to the next, and it will be installing in the same location where the Informatica is installed. So I'm giving next, and it is asking that this is a client installation and it's a new, and which path it is installing and what is required the space, and I'm giving the click install button so that it started installing it. So the files logs here also will be getting the client install log, it will be generated. So we'll be going to this path, and we are going to 10.1. Here you can see, right, this is a client log and other logs are here, it's showing. So now it's trying to install it. So here we can see, right, the status is showing as a success, it's completed. So I'm giving done. So I can go to the Informatica here, or otherwise I'll click it here, and I can move to the Informatica client application. So let me open one client too, and we'll see whether our environment is able to connect it. RSPOC is the repository name, and I'll be giving something, okay, and I want to configure the domain. So I'll be adding a domain. So why it is not allowing to add it? Okay, maybe there is a maybe just a second. Let me see the details. What is the environment it is going. So the services are not started, so just now started. So let's add the details. So the domain name will be infra_dm_poc, and the local host, let me try it whether it will allow 6005, and I'll give okay, it's taking. So the administrator and admin is the password. So yeah, it's connecting, right? So we are good. So the client installation also is completed. So let me stop the services here. So I'm closing it, and I'm removing this icon, and I can go and stop the services also. I can go to the Informatica and I can stop the services. So it's stopping the services, it's stopped. So now we are good that we have stopped it. So I'm shutting down the system itself. So we can make a practice that Informatica server services should be stopped before shutting down the machine. So with this we have completed the client installation as well. Thank you. Thank you for watching my videos. You can always reach to my Telegram channel. That will help you a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.